What's up, Dragon Brood? Today, I think we've got a banger alert. Or should I say fire alert? Or maybe it should be fire alarm, since we're dragons. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. This is one I've been working on for a little bit, but it's another rotation-ready deck, so we're going to just call it what it is. But it's actually really good. We have Jund Midrange, rotation-ready, and this one I think is going to surprise you. It's getting to play a lot of cards that we know and love already, and a couple of new ones, and I think this is going to get you where you want to go. So this might be a really good place to start for the next season. But for now, let's go dive in and take a look at Jund Midrange for the new standard. All right. As always, if you want to support the channel, hit that join button. And I want to say thank you to our newest member, Brian Miller. Thank you for coming on board and being one of the Dragon Brood. And if you want to get anything for your supplies, whether you're talking about for sports cards, comic books, especially Magic cards, check out shop.ultrapro.com/PowrDragn and use promo code PowrDragn and you'll save 5% and they'll give me a kickback over here and help out the channel. Okay, so this deck, like I said, we're not going to play a ton of new and crazy cards. This is more about just the configuration of what we are playing. So we're starting with 4 Voltage Surge because this is honestly one of the best cards for removal we can play in this deck, especially since we have multiple things that are going to make artifacts. Then we have 3 Infernal Grasp. Normally I would max these out, but we have a couple of other removal cards in the deck, so I don't think it's totally necessary. We have 4 Tenacious Underdog. This, it's the best 2-drop, one of the best 2-drops we can play if we're going to be playing these colors. So it's kind of hard to not play this. I think this is a card that's just going to show up in a lot of deck lists, especially for the first 3 to 4 months of the new standard, at least through Dominaria United. It's just a good all-around card. It works for discard themes. It works for aggro decks. It works for mid-range decks. Like, it just does a lot of work. Then we have 4 Blood Tithe Harvester because this works with a lot of things. One of those things, which is Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Mostly because we can copy the Harvester once we get the Reflections token, and that's actually pretty cool. And then it also lets us generate artifacts which we can use with that Voltage Surge like we were talking about. So this is also very good. And if we just want to fight with it, it's a 3-power, 2-mana creature. Nothing wrong with that. Now we are playing Professional Facebreaker, and this is a card I think is the flex slot of the deck. If there's other cards you want to play, this is probably the card you're going to look to replace most of the time. Now, the interesting thing about this card, though, is that we can generate treasure from the Fables Goblin token. We can get treasure just from attacking, because sometimes your opponent just may not get to block things because we're going to have a lot of removal cards, right? And it only works for combat damage, so that's fine. And this card, even having Menace on its own, is actually pretty powerful. Because we have so many removal cards, a lot of times we can leave our opponent with just 1 blocker, then you're attacking for 2, and you're generating a treasure, possibly using it to look at an extra card. So there's a lot of things going on there. So I really do like this. And remember, if you have them in multiples, you do generate 2 treasure whenever your creatures deal damage. Then we have 2 Obnixilis, the Adversary. Obviously, you can discard or sacrifice any creature to the Obnixilis to get the tokens, which is great. I think the toughest thing about Obnixilis is just deciding where in the game. Really, there's a couple of different decisions. First, it's where are you in the game to justify playing Obnixilis or not. Then you have the other decision on, okay, if I am going to play it, is it worth sacrificing my other creature to be able to just make some 1/1s that may be able to be trampled over or easily killed or meat hooked out of the way or whatever. So you kind of have to be able to read the game state a little bit. And then you also have just the issue of, do I even want to make the 1/1s, or do I just think I'm in a position where the opponent's not going to be able to outrace me dealing the 2 damage to them every turn, and maybe I get to keep the Obnixilis anyway, right? The cool part about this deck, though, is we do have a few ways that we can get a 4 or 5 power creature or even bigger. So sometimes you can just go nuts with Obnixilis and start out at like a 5 or a 6, and then you maybe just go ultimate. So a couple of different things we get to do with this in this list, which we really like. Now, we are playing River Tears Charm, which I've only gotten to play in a couple of lists, but I do think it's actually pretty good here. By the way, I just noticed, if you look at this artwork, it's actually kind of creepy. I didn't realize, but it's actually like on fire. So, like, the heat that fire generates, or whenever you see like heat emanating off the street and gives you that little wavy thing, it's actually pretty cool. I think when I looked at this previously, I just assumed the whole artwork was moving, but it actually has like little wavy lines on there, which is pretty wild. Credit to Wizards and Arena team, because that's a cool little touch that probably just goes unnoticed. But then we also have Moonveil Regent. Now, actually, let me talk about River Tears Charm for a second. The thing about Riveteer's Charm that's interesting is you can use it during your end step and then get cards that'll last through the whole next turn. So sometimes if you're looking for a removal card to use on your opponent's turn, or you could possibly use it at the start of your end step and then see if you find what you're looking for. So you don't necessarily have to commit to it early, which is really good. But it is a removal card, usually going to be able to get rid of your opponent's biggest creature or a planeswalker, which is nice. And then if nothing else, you can just exile a graveyard, which isn't going to have a ton of value right now, but it could in the future if there's some Reanimator decks. Obviously, we won't be dealing with stuff like Blood on the Snow anymore, so that's not really a thing. But, you know, against opposing tenacious underdogs and the like, could be pretty good. And okay, now this Moonveil Regent. I know I'm a big fan of putting Moonveil Regent in a few lists lately, but this one especially, because you have to look at how many multicolor cards we have, right? We have a lot of gold cards in this list. So there's a lot of times we're going to be able to get 2 or 3 cards for what we're casting, right? Especially like even Riveteer's Charm, right? We might get to get rid of something and get to draw 3 cards, right? That's pretty damn good for value. And it's pretty easy to cast. It's only a single red, even though red's our heavy color. Still, there's sometimes your mana just comes up weird. This makes it easy to cast. We have Halana and Elena, also spectacular, also multicolor. So again, this works great with Moonveil Regent. But this card's just all around good. And again, where we're talking about making big creatures to utilize Ob Nixilis, like this is one of those ways we can do that, which is super spectacular. We're also playing with a couple of copies of Unleash the Inferno. I think this card had a moment when we came off of the last Pro Tour where where some versions of Jund were played, and this was in some of those lists. But for some reason, within the next like 4 to 5 weeks after that, this card kind of just went away, sort of unnoticed. I don't know why it did, but it just did. But this card's still very good when you're talking about being able to kill a planeswalker or a creature and then being able to take out an enchantment or an artifact. Like even against opposing Fable of the Mirror Breakers, you can kill the token and kill the enchantment, and then you don't have to worry about either part of it, which is super powerful, honestly. And even now where we're talking about a world where we're playing against current standard decks, like you can still kill a ton of the stuff in the green-white enchantments list, or I guess even the runes, Naya runes. You can kill stuff there. You can also get rid of chariots, just a ton of different things. So really, really like this. And then we're playing Ziatora's Envoy, which is actually pretty sweet here. I like it because, you know, with Halana and Elena, you can attack with a big 7-power thing. If you're just in a crunch late, you can try to get some quick damage in to take out a planeswalker. So, like, lots of cool little stuff going on here with this card. I think a lot of people really love this card and really want me to put it in more lists. And the truth is, it's still lesser than a lot of other cards. However, I think in this particular list, being able to get us extra cards, giving us some trample things, you know, I think it fills in a few more slots here that we like compared to some of the other lists, especially when we have stuff like even Professional Facebreaker that could possibly allow you to get an extra treasure to do stuff after you attack. You know, like we said, Halana and Elena to have a big attacking creature with trample. So it works really well with multiple cards here. Now, we are playing one Meathook Massacre just as a catch-all. You know, there was one slot, so why not Meathook? Let's go for it. Then we have 3 Swamp, a Takenuma, 7 Mountain, a Sekinzan, a Boseiju, 2 Forest, 3 Haunted Ridge, 3 Rockfall Vale, and 3 Ziatora's Proving Ground. So yeah, nothing surprising. I think our biggest issue is going to be making sure that, 1, we get the colors that we need, so we're going to be looking to see if that's ever an issue. And then can we consistently hit 4, 5, or 6 mana when we need it? Because there's going to be some times where we're going to want to cast multiple things. Do our things that generate treasure or not really come into play enough and hold up? So we have a few things we can kind of follow here while we play these games. But you know how we're going to find out. As always, y'all go enjoy the games, and I will catch you on the back end of the video, and we'll talk about what we would update based on what we learned from the games. Okay, this looks decent enough to keep. Don't know what it's going to get turned into, but this will have to do. Let's see what we're up against. Let's see what we're up against. Oh, red mana. Okay. And a Gold Hound. I'm a fan of that card, but we don't see those too often. I'm going to go with one of these. I almost went with the Blood Tithe Harvester because I could possibly like sack one of these or discard one of these if I wanted to draw or whatever, but figured this is fine. If they spin removal on it, so be it. Oh, they didn't have anything else. Interesting. And they're out of mana. Man, now I'm regretting not playing this. I would have been able to kill their token. It would have been sweet. Now I'm just thinking about, like, if we have Nixilis and then have both of them make 1/1s, like, how beneficial is that? I think against blue-red, I'm willing to try.
After 1,000 years.
And just say one of these dies, and we just accept that. At least I'm assuming one of them's gonna die. And we'll just see what the opponent does here. Because if they don't, then we just get to wreak havoc the rest of the game. Alright, so they got rid of another Fable and a Spell Pierce. Yeah, we're not too worried about Spell Pierce at this point. Yeah, I assumed that was going to happen to one of them. Which is why we needed to make two. Like, one's going to get shot or bounced or something. Now, they still might shoot the other one. Oh, well, they might have another Fading Hope here, then. Okay. That works. We still only lost one Ob Nixilis here in this exchange. Downside is they do get treasure and get to repeat it next turn, but I'm okay with that. All things considered, that could have been much worse. So we're definitely going to +1 here.
Your punishment is my entertainment.
If we play this first, then we attack, we get a treasure. Then we can play these two. Alright, that seems good. And right now, Riveteer Charms gets rid of whatever they play here, most likely, or gets rid of the reflection. So, not a bad card. Still has usefulness here. Oh, definitely going to want to crush that thing. Like, that's a no-brainer. Yeah, so how about... Oh, we don't have the green mana yet. Oops, we got to attack first. That's a real problem. Uh-oh. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, there are some ways we could go about this. We could try to play this, attack with everything, maybe minus just the Harvester, so we could kill this. Actually, we just use the Harvester now. Right, use the Harvester, kill that. Then we attack with Facebreaker, because then that guarantees we get a treasure, because it has Menace. Then we go ahead and just cast this. Target player sacrifice a creature or planeswalker they control with the highest mana value, so we do that. And we can totally play for a Spell Pierce there. Yep, and then they're giving up. Okay. You know, I'm going to keep this. It's a lot of 3 mana things, but they're all pretty useful. And turn 1, we're not going to do much anyway. We're just going to play this tap so we have access to Voltage Surge. We do have a fair amount of 2-drops we could draw and play next turn, which would be nice to be able to play like Facebreaker and then get an attack in and get some treasure. Don't know if we'll get that lucky. But even if we don't, in the meantime, we do have a couple of removal cards to set some stuff up. So this is pretty solid. Okay, looks like our opponent's ready. Okay. And they're playing Red Fugue. Well, you get a Voltage Surge. Like, I mean, that's real, though, because we can't really do anything with that. I mean... We could have had they had something. Obviously, we can't now. That's not bad to have for later. All right, let's start with this, because this probably gets a counter. Oh, nope, just a Siphon Insight. I say just. We do have some good cards the opponent can get from us here. Like, as they say, no cap. We have a lot of great things. Okay, this gets kind of interesting here. I feel like I'm sort of willing to get rid of a Forest. Not so sure about Riveteer Charm. But, yeah, at least the Forest I'm willing to scrap. Okay, we drew a land anyway. We'll try for this. No clue if this is going to survive or not. Hell, they might have just got like an Infernal Grasp from us or something. Oh, Voltage Surge. Ah, that makes sense. Okay. Fair enough. Would you like to kill our Facebreaker as well? I would completely understand if you did. Okay. That comes into play tap, so that's nice. They might just fire off the Siphon Insight again, though, if they don't have anything useful to play here. Not to say they don't. They very well might. Let's see. If they do something to our Facebreaker here, I think we're just going to go ahead and play Zeator as Envoy. Okay. Interesting. Then I'm going to go ahead and play the Envoy with mana up so we can pay 2 if they have, like, Make Disappear or something. Oh, they had a Disdainful Stroke. Not going to lie. Didn't see that one coming. Okay, so now a Meat Hook's kind of bad, right? Because obviously they're just playing a control-heavy thing here. Oh, Shadow's Verdict. Okay, that makes sense. Good thing we didn't play that Blood Tithe Harvester. Would have felt kind of bad about that one. Alright, and then we pass. Now the opponent has a lot of options open here. They know we have River Tear Charm, so we're just going to hope we get to resolve it. Likely just going to use it during their instep. Okay, before they get the Celestis in play and maybe can cast, like, Dissipate or something. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And just give us options, some more spells. Ooh. Dang, we're going to be a mana short. Come on, top deck a land. Come on, top deck a land, please. Please, please, pretty please. Untapped. Dang it. Dang it. Oh, that would have been so good. Now we have to choose. Helana or Moonveil Regent. Golly. And this is tough because even if we get Helana and they land Meat Hook somewhere, they still get to get our team because this is only going to be a 4 toughness. I guess same thing with the Moonveil Regent, though. Though if we Moonveil Regent, we get to cast this possibly and get 3 cards. I mean, it's not like the greatest thing, but it's tough choice kind of a situation. All right, we'll attack. Are they going to kill this? Or are they going to go searching our library? All right, so they're going to kill that. All right, so I'm going to put a stop on our end step. Because technically they're tapped out, so we should be able to cast this and we get the cards until our next end step, right? All right. And then we will resolve that and get our 3 cards. We will take the action. So that worked out beautifully. All right. So now we've got access to a creature, actually a couple of creatures, some removal spells, a Fable. Like, yeah, that's fine. No damage, obviously. Okay. We're going to go Moonveil Regents. And play this guy. Decline, because we kind of like our other cards. Not in love with them, but they're fine. Alright, what does the opponent want to do here? We don't know. Interesting. Now, they could make this... Oh, they want to march that? During our upkeep, they're going to march this. Is there anything that matters here? It doesn't look like there is, so that's fine. Here's what it is. We just get a point in here. Resolve. I may discard Tenacious Underdog and just cast it out of the yard, because I think I was just going to pay 4 for it. Well, there's another one. We're at 16. If we pay 1, 2, 3, 4 for one of these, that would leave us a treasure and this, so we could still kill that thing if they activated to attack. So yeah, let's... I feel like we're gonna feel bad that I got rid of this, because I'm gonna need to get rid of one of my own damn cards, but ah well. Okay. Okay, we're trying some things here. Let's go for it. I mean, why not? Let's do this. No need to show them the other card. Thought about just playing this one and setting up for later, but I don't know. Okay, the disruption, that's fine. It was in the graveyard anyway. Alright, so now we know all their cards at this point. I mean, yeah, it's like it works for me. This is great. I mean, they just draw and discard. They do get to gain the life, though. All right. Well, then, I guess we're going to bring the pain. Do we copy this? I think we're just going to have a big creature. And we're going to get in there and attack. And this is what we've been saving this Infernal Grass for. As we know, they have nothing in hand. And we can definitely pay for it. Sure, siphon away. We do not mind. We will still pay for it. Didn't change our minds. In the turn. Excellent. And the only reason I'm holding on to this Tenacious Underdog is we did see that they have stuff like Shadow's Verdict, so I don't want to put them all at risk if we don't have to. All right, that'll get us there. Ooh, what do we do with this? I think we keep it. All right. Opponent kept 6. We're going to go and put this in tapped. Hopefully this Voltage Surge gets to do something next turn. It does indeed get to do something, but is that something we care about? What if I gamble and just get rid of Beseiju? Sounds a little bit crazy, but sure. Let's go. All right. We take the 1. Interesting. So now I'm pretty certain they just have a hand of removal cards. So the question is, what do we give them to get rid of? I say we go with this. I think we could potentially have gotten away with an Obnixilis here. But I actually don't mind this as an option, because they either get rid of our 2/2 or they get rid of our enchantment. Unless they have double Vanishing Verse, then they just get rid of both, I guess. Oh, March. All right, that works. Now, what do they want to play? I mean, because they have Wandering Emperor, we don't care that much. Let's... Opponent's down to 3 cards. I'm going to assume one of those is an Emperor. And I'm actually just going to get rid of Meat Hook And I kind of want to say an Obnixilis, actually. Holding the land. Yeah, let's do that. Seator's Envoy could be useful later. Now, if we do this and make the 1/1, that's real dangerous. I think we have to do this in plus. Or I don't know. Let's just do this. We could do this, make a body. I think this is better. And then if for some reason it lives, then we can go double Obnixilis next turn. And I'm okay with that. Or we could even wait, play the Envoy, copy this on the turn we want to use the Obnixilis, and do that. And that's a reasonable option as well. So we have a few things going for us here. Also, I guess if they play Lolth, we can just play this for the full value. Kind of want all these cards. So I'm just going to give you that. Kind of sucks because I sort of wanted the extra mana, but, you know, whatever's whatever at this point. Now we would have to discard something else. That's tough. I'm just thinking, like, if we were to Vulture Surge that, we're just in on Obnixilis. So let's just do it. Like, we're just making up our mind here. Like, we're in for a penny, in for a pound. Like, this is where we're at. Like, kind of like we just decided this is it. We've got blockers. So, here we go. Actually, hold on. Let me just attack first with this thing. Because even if something were to happen to it, we don't care. We'll just sack the reflection. Okay, that worked out. And we have a quality removal card here too, which we like. And they only have 2 cards, so how bad do they want to hold on to those? Alright.
Your punishment is my entertainment.
Acquisitions Expert does get this card, unfortunately. Would have been nice. Would have been nice. But now, anything other than Halana and Helena, we get to copy with the reflections, right? So that's pretty sweet. Come on, opponent. We are not making 1/1s right now. We're just going for it.
Coin or carnage. Tribute is owed. Pleasure doing business.
And I'm going to sample to see if they have a Wandering Emperor by just copying this. And we'll just attack with that to start. Okay, it looks like they don't. So the coast is clear then. Ah, they did.
You started this fight, but I'm going to.
Okay. That works. I don't hate that either. Yep, and they can plus that up. Nice, love it. Kill that. Attack in, take out the Planeswalker. Drain the opponent. Drain the opponent.
Or carnage. Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
Yeah, now we're at the point where we might be able to go ultimate with these, but I don't think we're even going to need to.
Pleasure doing. Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
All right. That's it. Got there. All right, we don't have a choice but to keep this. I mean, unfortunately, we have to have that in tapped. I guess we didn't. We could have left up for a Voltage Surge, I guess, and then just played this next turn. Because really everything... Well, I don't know. We drew a Fable, though. That sort of changes things a little bit. All right, we'll just pass. Because we're going to end up having to use this Voltage Surge, I'm pretty sure, one way or the other. Well, that's a thing, isn't it? You want them to search without knowing that this is going to die yet. Good news is we do have an Unleash the Inferno, which is pretty sweet. So that's kind of nice. Unfortunately, we're still searching for that extra land to be able to use it. Though this ends up being really good if we get it next turn, because we'll get to kill whatever they play plus off that. And that'd be great. Oh, well, we don't get any bonus value whenever that dies. Ooh. Well, we do need to discard some things here. Let's go with... I think I'm going to go with Underdog because we have other things we're going to need to play here. And probably the other Fable? Even though it is another body. I think I am going to do that. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. That was terrible. Oh, man. Okay, that is really not good. Spellbinder, huh? Man, that sucks a lot. Okay. Well, I guess the good news is we can use our Harvester to kill a Spellbinder. We're not going to get this Unleashed in Inferno off. Unless maybe they make our Herlana and Elena more expensive. Alright, they chose correctly. Didn't think they were going to give us that luxury, but you never know. Okay, this starts to become a little bit of something here, right? Let's kill this. Because that's the most annoying thing. We still haven't found that extra land we want. But let's just pass. We don't have a reason to attack with the reflection there. We could trade. Not that I would hate a trade, but just makes more sense here. They did not remove our Tenacious Underdog. They might have just forgot. Alright, so that gets to become a 4. We just won't block. We'll take the 4. Our turn. We won't sack one of those just yet. This is cool to have, but we need that for other things. So... Now I'm just debating if I want to get a 4-mana thing down now. And just kill off one of their things. But I think we'd rather just kill it with a token. A copy. And that's likely the smartest move here. And we need the land too much, so I can't just use it at my will, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and pass. Now, they can exile either of these and give us a body to block with, which we're kind of on that mode anyway. Okay. That works. I mean, I'm still blocking with the token. I am now not blocking with the token. Amazing how quickly that changes. Okay. Still not removing our dude. Alright. We let that go. No blocks. I think I am going to go ahead and discard a Moonveil Regent to one of these. Excellent. Like it. That works exactly how we need to. So we play this. And then we pass, because now... if we block and something dies, we get to deal 2 damage. Oh, you're kidding. Alright, fair enough. I guess I'm just going to get to unleash one of those. Sure. Alright, so we're going to make that a 7 toughness. So if I block with one Moonveil Regent, we get to kill off an Aspirant. Is that good enough? Guess it kind of has to be. Like, I don't love it, but, you know. Okay, now we're starting to get somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So we wouldn't be able to copy anything there. But we could just kill a thing now and kill one of those, and that seems pretty good. So let's go ahead and do that. Would be nice to take those cards, but these are both very good here. So we'll decline. Opponent generally doesn't have haste creatures here, so I'm going to go ahead and take a big attack while we can. Especially since we know what their hand looks like. And actually, we can just have lethal next turn, right? We can... That's 8. Oh, we can only do 10. Because that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, but we still do it, I think. Decline. We're better off just having this guy. We copy that. I mean, we can't kill them either way, so we just do this. We will take the action this time, because if I need more than that, then we weren't going to win anyway, so this is fine. Yep, we got it. Yeah, nothing special going on there. We'll just block. There you go. Cool. Good one. We will keep this. I mean, it's kind of a curve. Considering, you know, we get Obnixilis. Don't know how good that's going to be, but it might be a thing. Sculptor of Winter. The only scary thing here is the opponent can have hasty things. And I don't know if it's worth it just to kill that off. And then just play an Obnixilis. I kind of want to, honestly. Then we can Halana Alena, the token. Yeah, I'm going to try this. Especially while the opponent's tapped out and they can't protect against anything. We're just going to try. This may be an awful plan. Might lead to us dying. Especially when there's a troll that drops here, but whatever. Yeah, we didn't get another removal card, so that's pretty bad. Not that it would have changed much. We would have just had 2 Obnixilises here. Kind of all we can do, really. Yep, fight Halana Alena, makes sense. Go after Obnixilis, also makes sense. Are you going to fight our 3/3 also? Just get the whole board? I mean, I totally respect that. No blocks. Another Halana Alena? That'd be sweet. I guess technically we could get one back. That's a thing. Okay. That could work. Like, we'll at least entertain this idea, what we can do with a Riveteer's Charm. I don't know that answer just yet. I see exactly what we could do with the Riveteer's Charm. Sounds great. Yeah, let's go ahead and have them sacrifice a thing. I would like to draw something good this turn, deck. Yep, we're going to lose some life. Are they thinking about fighting here? No, they're not. Whew, I was kind of hoping we got something cheaper here so we could use this and then still cast something else. So that didn't quite work out. I mean, we could also try to go for this, see if we get something free off the top. Because I sort of feel like we're in a gambling mode anyway. Let's go for it. And let's just see how the opponent feels. Because we're not blocking, so here it is. Oh, they're giving us the full 5 if we hit something. I mean, we've drawn a lot of lands already. Oh, too bad that was at post-combat. That would have been great. Okay, all right, all right. Hopefully this doesn't go too bad. Okay, another sculptor, sure. Oh, okay, this ain't bad. This ain't bad. We'll take the 4. So we can meat hook. Actually, we can pump our creature. Then meat hook. Then get back a Helana and Elena, actually, after the fact. So I'm into it. Uh-oh, why the pause? You're not going to crack your treasure for anything here. Man, does this mean we actually can't meat hook for 4? We might have to meat hook and just hit the whole board, y'all. Because I was thinking meat hook for 4, then we can deal with the old growth troll or whatever. But... Huh. Really thinking about this. Because if it's just a Tamiyo safekeeping, we don't care. Alright, no attacks. Because if we just attack with just the Helana, it's just going to get eaten anyway, so whatever. I mean, I guess I should try since we're going to blow it up anyway. There's a chance they let it through for 2 damage. But I mean, the creature's going to die regardless, so. Alright, do they use their protection spell here? Do they? Do they? We're going to kill one of these. Maybe? Alright, maybe this means they don't have it. Alright, well, either way, here comes a meat hook for 4. We're about to find out what's going to go down. Protect the troll? No. Alright, cool, cool. Alright. Couldn't ask for too much more. That even works out. Giving us an extra land is great. Because now we get to play Takenuma for sure and get back Helana and Elena if we want to. Because getting back anything else doesn't matter when they're going to get a troll. We can turn this into a 7-7 and end the game in a couple of turns. Wow, this game started out looking really bad. Yeah, and we're at 17 life, so we don't have anything to fear here. I mean, we know what we're getting. We're just trying to close the clock. Plus, if the Helana and Elena lives, then the next creature we play is also going to have haste, so we're kind of protected all around. Yep, those were cards we didn't really want, so that's fine. To be fair, this is the opponent hitting us with the Your Go earlier. They brought this on themselves. They brought this on themselves. All right, opponent's at 3, which meaning we now have lethal for sure a couple of different ways. Now, they can block with those lands. So they could possibly like attack for 4, leave some mana to block. They have chosen to do otherwise. Actually, we can kill them kind of a harsh way here. Ooh, we could sack our big thing. Do we go for style points here? And we just sack our 7/7 and then make the opponent draw 7? Or, yeah, let's do that. because that's exciting. We never get to do the draw 7. The only reason I'm going to do it. We're just going to do some stunting, as they say. Ping you. And we could just ping with the other Obnixilis. Like, we got things. Alright, -7. Yep, we definitely want the opponent to draw 7 and lose 7. There you go. Okay. Whew. I'm going to keep it, but I'm accepting the fact here that if the opponent's got an aggressive hand, we might end up against the 8-ball, unfortunately. Okay, that's not the worst thing. Unfortunately, it is blue mana, meaning whatever we play is probably not going to resolve. Not immediately. Unless what they play comes into play tap. Ah, no luck. Alright, I'm going to go with this. Ooh, they don't even have... I thought it might be a Drawer's Disruption or like a Make Disappear. But it looks like that's not the case. Interesting. Okay, Voltage Surge, sure. Huh. Alright. Well, now we have some things to think about. I can get away with some of these other cards now. They have a Fable. We can kill their Fable and their Fable. Or I guess their Goblin token and their Fable. Which is reasonable. We'll go ahead and do that. Alright. It's possible they were relying on that to draw lands, and then didn't. But we'll see.
Powerful won't help. There's no secret I can't uncover.
Okay, so we did get away with that. Then I think I want to... Man, getting just Obnixilis is down here right now feels really good, but I'm going to go with this. Mostly because if they don't do something, because they are light on mana already, we could attack, get treasure, play Obnixilis, sack a thing, play Blood Tithe Harvester. You know, have a few things set up for us. And then possibly still Obnixilis the next turn, and then have 4 Obnixilises on the board. But we'll see. The opponent might try to play their underdog here just to get more cards. Because it would get a card, and then, yeah, then Kaido's going to draw a card. So that's a legit play. Yeah. No blocks. This is a tough one, right? Because, I mean, they could just be playing Burn Down the House, but I'm not sure they would be with Kaitos. So while I am concerned about it, I'm not necessarily worried about it. I'm going to submit 0 here. Having maximum mana is really good. Let's go ahead and attack here. Keep this dude somewhat in check. We're going to go ahead and play this. And do we play 2 Obnixilises or 1? I think we play 2. But I'm going to sacrifice this so I have another thing blocking, I think, is the way we want to go here. Because I'm just going to plus on both of these. I've already kind of got my mind made up as far as that goes.
I don't need respect, just obedience. Go ahead, plead.
All right, we'll plus the other one. All right, end the turn.
Punishment is my entertainment.
I mean, we may have to just give up this Blood Tithe Harvester to block a Tenacious Underdog. Just protect the Obnixilises for another turn. But then if we draw... Well, we already have the mana, so we could actually Fable and then just Obnixilis, so... you have a Surge. Ooh, that's really good for them. So they're definitely going to get to kill an Ob here. That sucks. Well done, opponent. Well done. Yeah, not much we can do about that. That's just a thing. For sure. Yeah, attack and take out the one that's got 3 loyalty. That's what I would do.
Well, now, you've gone and ruined all my fun.
All right, they get to draw again.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
We drew more tokens. How do we feel about more tokens? I really don't know how important they are in this fight. And I feel like we almost have to minus one of these, unfortunately, just to have another blocker. And then let's go ahead and play this. And I'm just going to hold all of our treasure. Maybe I'm supposed to hold that so I have a land to discard next turn if things don't go our way. Oh, wait. Can't do that because I got to give up this one. May still be worth it, honestly. Yeah, I'm still going to go for it. And we'll get rid of this dude. We'll keep this. It's the bigger one. I mean, just making the most out of what we can here.
Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
I mean, if they remove a creature and then, I don't know, play this out of their yard, cool. But then they're also down to 8, so better for us, I guess. Though this is where, like, the no creature lands, you know, in current standard is a problem. Because it'd be nice to have those to attack with here. But we don't have access to those. Same reason, we also don't have access to pathways like our opponents have. But they've got a fistful of cards. They've got Kaito working. They're not drawing, or not attacking here, which is interesting. With the cards they have, I'm assuming they're not playing Burn Down the House. I mean, you know what happens when you assume, but sort of what this feels like. But we shall see. Opponent's just passing here? I mean, if they attack, we're blocking with the 1/1. Like, I mean, we're not just going to let Obnixiluses get run into. And that's a non-negotiable scenario. Now, there are some cases... that needs 7. All right, sure. There are some cases where I would possibly double block the adversary, but they could still have bounce spells or whatever else, which would make that bad. Also, if we find something like a dragon or whatever, it would be really worth copying. So we don't want to necessarily give up that option either. Meat hook. All right. That makes sense. Buy them a little bit of life. So now we have to find a creature or we're going to have to play minus some Obnixilis, which unfortunately plays into the opponent's hand very well here. Good news is we get to discard at least one if it's not something good. Not sure I would say this is something good, but it's something we're at least willing to keep.
Tribute is owed.
All right, let's plus again.
Your punishment is my entertainment.
I feel like the benefit here is we know the opponent's not likely to use Tenacious Underdog here unless they can get above, like, probably over 12 life or so. Which, their hand's probably multiple removal things that hit creatures and not planeswalkers right now, so it's possible. The good news, though, is if we draw something worthless, we get to discard something to the Fable. If it's still bad, we get to crack the blood tokens. So the odds are fairly high we're going to find something next turn, because we're going to see like a minimum of 3 or 4 cards and still have mana available. All right. That seems like a good play for them.
Cut you down.
I do not fault them one bit for that. Adversary, sure. If they attack, I think we just let them attack into an Obnixilis here, possibly. Or do we really want to block? Opponent's at 9. Actually, you know what? We just have too many options of cards coming. I'm willing to block. Yeah, that makes sense. They do get to draw here.
Now this.
All right, let's find some good things, Dak. Let's find some good things. I don't know how good that is. It's a thing. I don't know how good of a thing. I mean, I guess we can keep Kaito from going off. So that's something. All right, let's submit 0. Let's see what they want to do here. Got rid of a duress. All right. So I have a feeling they're going to be trying to cast another duress. Makes sense that that was in their hand. I didn't even think about that being a card, but our hand's been empty most of this time, so they really haven't had an opportunity to use it. They might lead with it here, though, to see what we have, and then we're kind of forced to make a decision. Which is likely just kill or hit Kaito, just so we don't have to deal with it. But I think even then, we can hold on to it just to see with other options that we have. Nope, what are we doing here? They still have 4 cards and a lot of mana, so there's a bunch of things can still happen here. Can't really take anything for granted. Awkwardly, we might end up using a Reflections to copy a Reflections just so we can attack with something next turn. Or not. They have a Meat Hook Masker. Sure. That works. It resolves. Alright, so I guess we will go ahead and hit Kaito here, or at least attempt to. Fable. Do we care about a Fable token now? If Kaito minuses, you can go creature control, deals damage to a player. Search your library. Alright. I think I'm just going to lean on the fact that we can find things off the top. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Opponent's down to just a couple of cards here, so let's go ahead and hit that.
Defy me, and you'll lose everything.
I know I'm supposed to go after the opponent here. But I think I'd like... Part of me just doesn't feel comfortable, so I'm going to go after Kaito.
Now this is getting fun.
And then just take the cards. Okay. That's solid. I just didn't want to risk something where, like, they get rid of our Reflections and then hit us with this, and then they go get something. Like, it just felt like that was too easy of a scenario for them to produce. Alright, so they don't have much here.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
Okay. Interesting, we're just discarding that. Huh. Why is that? I'm curious. Like, so we kept that, but we got rid of that. But we could have played those together. Oh, that sucks. Well, not much we can do about that. Opponent just has a thing. They just have it. Yep. Oh, but they go to 8, actually. Oh, no, they go to 9. Because they get to gain a life. Alright, we'll go ahead and kill your dude or 2. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We like that. We like that a lot. Actually, let's hit the opponent first.
Your punishment is my entertainment.
All right. And then we're going to get this in there. Attacking. End the turn. And then now we can kill the opponent with Obnixilis. Potentially. Depending on what happens here. Oh, they went straight to drawing. They didn't even hesitate. Interesting. Corpse Appraiser. All right. Don't think we're too worried about that. So they're just playing another... Yeah, that's it. Well, that's not true. They can attack into the Obnixilis to keep themselves from dying to it. Oh, no, they can't because... Yeah, we just block. Yeah, we just block here. And then we just Obnixilis for lethal. Yep. Yeah, they're reading Obnixilis now, realizing kind of the situation. Unless they had like land, voltage surge or something. That's probably it. Yeah, I think that's it, y'all. They're surveying the land, double checking. I don't blame them. Yep, that's gonna do it. Well, y'all, I should probably just pull that fire alarm because this was straight fire. Like, I think our final record was like 9-1 or something. Like, this was really, really good. And honestly, I don't think, except for maybe one game, and actually, the game was mostly because our draw was really garbage, so I didn't even include it on the loss. So, like, but most of the games, even our comebacks were sweet. Like, I didn't feel like we were really out of any of those. Like, it was super cool. So yeah, way better than I thought it was going to be. Honestly, I don't know what I would change, if anything. Like, maybe, possibly, I would say you could take out like one of the face breakers and maybe add a Ziatora if you just want something for the top end, maybe. But that's about it. The deck actually performed very well. We got to play against several of the big decks, got to play against like some control type decks, like held up against early aggro draws. So, like, yeah, I'm not mad at this at all. Honestly, this might be a great starting point for people going into the next season, depending obviously on what cards come up for metagame choices or whatever. But if there's some sweet things to add, well, this might get you going. Now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Corvald. Mostly because this card was a menace when it was in standard. Super difficult to deal with. A great top end for those Jund decks of the time. But even more importantly, this card continues to creep up in price. I believe right now it's somewhere between like 15 and 18 bucks. And I don't think it's going to come down anytime soon. I think we're looking at a card that's probably still going to keep its value because it's still very good for pretty much any deck that plays those colors in Commander. But there's not really a spot for it to be reprinted. Remember, this was only available in the Commander decks, so there's not a ton of them out there. And people don't really want to go buy Commander decks to get their hands on them either whenever you find them around. So it's a little bit tough. I don't know when it's going to be reprinted. However, because of the price, I would not be surprised if we see a reprint sometime in the next like 12 to 18 months. But for now, enjoy the value. And if you have one, go ahead and play it. The card's still great. And if you enjoyed today's deck and deck list, check out this playlist I've got. It's got a ton of stuff for Standard 2023 going into the next rotation season with Dominaria United. So you should have plenty to keep you busy. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.